We'll probably sing Jai Radha Madhava, just 4 lines, 2 minutes quickly. Okay? We will not be doing Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Today I think was Vada Prasad Prabhu's sponsored the Kirtan. Yeah, sure. No, I have. The reason why I want to do this is because you will understand why. Here is our Radha Madhava, same dress. So if you want to take a close-up look, there they are. Okay. Before we start, we'll offer our prayers to our teacher, Srila Prabhupada. Namo Om Vishnupadaya, Krishna Prashtaya, Bhutale, Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine, Namaste Saraswate Deve, Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvisesha Shunyavadi, Pascharya Desitari. Welcome everybody. Okay. No one is there for Mridanga, so let's just clap. Okay. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya And if we are not entering the temple, if we are out there, they still see us, but a little indirectly. Okay. Okay. So it's story time. Okay. So let's read a story. I'll ask quiz questions at the end. I have written it down. Anyway. So now, because it's a story time, we need to be really attentive, fully in there. Otherwise, you can't catch where the missing link would be. So, who knows what is this place? Jagannath Puri. Who is the hero of Puri? Jagannath. But the hero of our story is one of his devotees. Okay? No. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is just Jagannath. Just came in a different form. Yeah. So our hero's name is Mohan. Okay? Anybody with the name Mohan here? Okay, so I would have loved to choose one of your names, but we'll keep Mohan for now. Okay? Alright. When Mohan returned from his journey to Jagannath Puri, he was a changed man. Those who had never met him were impressed with his character, but those who had known him before were suspicious. Why was Mohan so clear-minded? Why is he suddenly so happy? Mohan had become Gurudev's disciple while they were both in the Himalayas near Devaprayag. Mohan was a slow learner, and he had been too busy with his agricultural fields and his 2 cows to spend much time on spiritual practices. So, which means that he didn't have time to do anything related to spiritual practice, which is, I think, an average person in this Kali Yuga. I mean, not everybody is like all of you who come to the temple on Sundays. So there are people who struggle to make it. So Mohan was one of those. Okay. So then, still he had a deep interest. So there are people out there who have deep interest, but just not able to make time. They're caught. So he had deep interest in the spiritual tradition. So he had continued to go from time to time to learn from Gurudev. So periodically he will go visit and then learn some subject matter. It's like a retreat, go attend and come back, go attend and come back, okay? So then misfortune struck twice. First, Mohan's wife died from tuberculosis. Basically, then they're from India, so tuberculosis is very rampant there, okay? Second, the cows who were as good as his dependent children was killed by a tiger one day. So he lost his wife, he lost 2 cows, so now what is he to do, right? Everything is lost within like back to back. Sometimes we have misfortunes back to back, no gap, right? So such a situation. So he was very grief-stricken to have lost so much within a year. So then Gurudev asked Mohan to accompany him to Puri. So that's why we have Jagannath Puri here. While inviting Mohan, Gurudev had looked long into Mohan's eyes. He really looked eye to eye, okay, and said mysteriously, "There is an ocean in Jagannath Puri." Anybody has been to Jagannath Puri? Some of us. So there is an ocean in Jagannath Puri. I feel that my ship will come and take me back to the land of my origin. That's what the Gurudev is saying. So the spiritual master is saying, I think my ship is coming. I'm getting ready for a journey, for a travel. So Mohan could not understand. Remember, introduction was he was a slow learner, so he couldn't understand what this meant. So he said, okay, well, Gurudev is going, I don't have anything to do here, so at least I'll carry his bags and go with him. So it was a casual, so he thought, okay, let me travel with Gurudev. So as Gurudev and Mohan were walking to Puri, Gurudev, his spiritual master, periodically, occasionally kept mentioning, my ship is coming, my ship is coming, my ship is coming. So then Mohan starts thinking, I thought he was from South India. He could easily take a flight or a train. Why is he taking a ship? Then he thought maybe he wanted to explore some new method of travel. So he didn't ask. He didn't feel like he can just go and ask his teacher, why are you doing this? You could easily do it, with flight. So he didn't ask that. So when they finally reached Puri, the aged Guru showed Mohan many holy places, but most impressive among all of them was Jagannath temple, where Jagannath is standing tall and wide. From any corner you see, he is looking at you. Okay? So, and 2 weeks after their arrival, Gurudev contracted a fever, and then it was very heavy on his aged body, aged frame. So it was then Mohan finally understood what did he mean by ship coming and taking him. He meant the Vaikuntha ship coming and taking him. So that's what he meant. So the day after Ratha Yatra, Gurudev called Mohan to his side and he said, I want to talk to you. Do you have a few minutes? And said, yes, my dear Gurudev, I have some time. Please tell me. So then he says, my ship has come. So Gurudev says, my ship has come, my son. Now it's ready to take off. Please sing Lord's holy names loudly so that the wind of the holy names will push my ship back to the land where I want to reach. Okay, so the ship is there and then the wind is our Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So we can just chant once very loudly thinking that this is our ship. We are in the ship. We really want to go, we have to chant this from all our heart and all our soul. Okay, that we are the soul, but very deep within we just want to call out Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Mohan was doing this Harinam Sankirtan and spiritual master slowly retired into an eternal life. From this planet he left into an eternal planet. Okay. So then Gurudev went and then Mohan returned to his home. So now he is back in his home, right? So that's where everybody is thinking what happened to him. Why is he suddenly, his character is improved? What happened? What's the mystery? Everybody is looking. So then people also heard his spiritual master left and his wife left. His cows died. Everything happened and he's still, how is he, what's happening with him? Why is he happy? Is he gone cuckoo? Is he gone mad? What's happening? Is he in shock? Why is he reacting like this? He should be sad and he's so happy. So then some of them actually got some courage. Okay, instead of doing gossips and rumors, let's go and ask him what's happening. So two of them, brave, nice friends. We should have friends who will be up in front of us and not like doing behind, right? So like that he had two villagers who went and asked, what happened, Mohan? What is the change in you that we are seeing? And can you please explain what happened? So Mohan said, I'm very grateful that you asked me directly. I want to share something very precious with you. And Gurudev gave me a gift before he left. Before his departure, he gave me a box. So, and he gave this box and he was like saying, Gurudev was saying, you're one of my slowest disciples, but I know that you're very good at your heart. So I don't want to leave you alone here. Please keep this box with you. And after I have left, then open and see what's in there. I have something for you. So that was the message. So now Mohan is opening the box. And what he finds in there is a pencil and a letter. Okay, a nice letter, not typed up, handwritten. So very personally, he gets a letter. And he said, my dear disciple, think daily about my gift to you. This is the gift I'm giving for your life. Think daily about my gift. The 5 lessons of a pencil. So what can you learn from this pencil? I have written a note. Think daily. So the daily is a quote, okay, for us. And you will see their wisdom unfolding more and more. Ultimately, you will be guided to much greater teachings than the ones the pencil can give you. At that time, you might like to make a gift of a pencil to another spiritual learner who is slow but good at heart. So this is how he introduced the gift. And now I'm going to throw this out there. Whoever gets, just hold on to it, don't open it, okay? These are not questions, by the way. Let's do, there are more Prabhujis today. So 3 for you, 2 for the ladies. Whoever gets it, keep it with you.
I got 2.
Please throw it out. Okay. So everybody has something. Who has number 1? Just look if it is number 1. Who is the one? All right, thank you. I like your voice. It's bold and I can hear, and I think every one of us can hear. So, number 1, lesson from the pencil. Okay? You want to read out?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you boldly, loudly read out?
Sharpen regularly.
Sharpen regularly. So, that's the first lesson. Sharpen regularly. Okay? So, we see there. This one pencil that's nicely sharpened. There are multiple pencils that are nicely sharpened. And the lesson here is stop from time to time to sharpen your tools. Okay? So we are the spirit soul, right? Everybody agrees we are not this body? Okay, I mean I think so, yeah. Everybody's here for a reason. So okay, so we are the spirit soul, right? What tools do we have right now? This body. What else do we have? Tools. Mind. What else? All the senses. So if we really see, there are like, this is basics, like total basics. But this is what is the first and foremost lesson the spiritual teacher is giving. Okay. So sharpen regularly. What do we have to sharpen? I mean, you can be free, just loudly, happily. Nobody's going to judge and nobody's going to give scores. Who wants to say what do you want to sharpen? Yes, Mataji.
Intelligence.
Intelligence. Anybody else want to sharpen? Learning. Okay, all right. It's a part of intelligence. So now let's see. Intelligence is important. Yes. Yeah.
Concentration.
Concentration belongs to mind. So you have to sharpen the mind, right? So the sharpening can be explained in a way that we are the spirit soul and all this rest of it is our tools, right? So what are the tools supposed to do? Support the actual engine, right? So this mind, senses and the intelligence, we are sharpening that to support us or our real self or the soul. Yeah? So that's where this alignment of the body and mind with our ultimate spiritual goal. So ultimate spiritual goal is getting back to our nature. We'll go. The next lesson is about our nature. So the spiritual teacher is very nicely given these 5 lessons so that we connect one to the other. We'll see where we end up actually. So sharpen regularly is the first one, which means live in sattva or come to mode of goodness. Mode of goodness means that we are not always like caught up in running and sleeping. In between all this running and sleeping, we are doing something for ourself, our real self as a soul. What are we giving? Some nourishment, right? That is sharpening of our tools or our spiritual practices. Okay. So here we have many millions of quotes from our Shastra, but I don't have millions here. I just have 1 or 2 because it will be over exhausting to go through everything in half an hour. So sharpen regularly, and our Ishopanishad in the 3rd mantra. If you want to look at Ishopanishad, we can try to show you 1 or 2. I think we have in the temple. So this quote says that the human body is compared to a strong boat. Okay, so we have a strong boat. This is our boat which we can use to cross. Garland coming. This is the mercy of Krishna, so we have to receive the garland whether we are qualified or not. So that's the way. I'm trying to see where's the end. There it is. Okay. Alright. So nice. So this human body is compared to a boat, and we see here that all the saintly persons, everything that we have available out there in spiritual practices, mainly when they're coming in disciplic succession, they really energize the strong boat. Okay? So we are sharpening the boat to assist in our journey, not just get carried away and just taking care of the boat. We take care of the boat, and if you don't use it, it's useless, right? It's always anchored and bound to the shore. We are not going to move. So we prepare our boat and then move. So that movement is something that we need to do towards Krishna. And then one must deliver himself with the help of mind and not degrade himself. I'm sorry, I didn't put the quote on this. This is Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter. So we sometimes think mind is too bothersome. We don't want to use it. We just want to neglect it. Yeah, we need to neglect, but by the power of having Krishna in there, we neglect other things. So we need to fill with Krishna, which means that we need to concentrate on japa or chanting. Yeah, even if you are doing 1 or 2 rounds or 16 rounds or 32 or 164 or whatever numbers, we try to bring our attention to it, right? So that's sharpening our mind. And sharpening our intelligence, how can we do it? Knowledge. And knowledge from our Vedic scriptures, right? So we'll come to the final conclusion later where you'll find it. So now this is the lesson number 1. Regular sharpening of our spiritual practices. Live in sattva. Who has number 2? Yes. Loudly, boldly, it should reach the downstairs. I mean, sorry, no, please. Don't strain that part.
Connect to your purpose.
Connect to your purpose. Okay. So why we are trying to, live in sattva? To connect to our purpose. So, what's the purpose of a pencil? To write. It's a writing tool, right? It can make circles, it can make triangles, it can make rectangles or squares or flowers or anything, right? So that contribution of how it may look outside may differ, but the purpose is writing, right? So similarly, connect with our purpose, but contribute uniquely. If the purpose is not there, uniqueness doesn't have any purpose. I mean, uniqueness doesn't matter, right? So purpose has to be there. Live in your dharma. So first, we are trying to live in sattva, to live in our dharma. Dharma means not like just our, dharma means what? Duty? Would you say duty? Yeah. Okay, but Bhagavad Gita gives a different, not a perspective. Actually, I should say Bhagavad Gita gives the fact about what is dharma. It's not a different perspective, it's not a different angle and all that. It's the fact. Okay? The fact, what dharma means, it is Sanatan Dharma. And that means our constitutional nature. This may appear like philosophy, but it's not. So take it very nicely, lightheartedly. What's the constitutional nature of honey? Or what's the nature of honey? Sweet. What's the nature of jelly? Hot. What's the nature of water? Liquid. Except for this weather. Yeah. It's liquid, but in its perverted nature, it becomes ice. Okay? So for artificial conditioning, it becomes ice. Right now, it's like water is the liquid is the nature. Liquidity is the nature, right? So connecting with our purpose. I'm just highlighting the last line. This is a very, 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 very beautiful verse, actually, from Chaitanya Charitamrita quoted. It says that I'm not a Brahmana, I'm not a Kshatriya, I'm not a Vaishya, I'm not even a Shudra. I'm not a Brahmachari, I'm not a householder, I'm not a Vanaprastha or Sannyasi. I identify myself only as a servant of the servant of the servant of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, maintainer of gopis. So this doesn't mean we just check out and say, you know what, I'm not going to take care of my children tomorrow. I'm a servant of servant. So check out of every other response, not that. But we do our duties, we put our consciousness with Krishna and do our duties. So that's so living our purpose or connecting with our purpose. So, and Bhagavatam says the ultimate dharma for all humanity is by which one can attain love to Krishna. And we all have some love for Krishna, otherwise we wouldn't show up in his home. But we have more and more and more and more and more available, and that more and more love for Krishna is not just making him happy, it's going to make us happy actually. That's the purpose. So connect with our purpose. So pencil lesson number 2 is connect with your purpose, but contribute uniquely. We may have different services or different different styles of offering service, but we connect to the purpose of I being a spirit soul. We are not going to forget that. Okay. So live your dharma. Who has number 3? You got back to back, Neha. Nobody in the back got it. Okay, loudly.
Live inside out, soul wise.
Live inside out. So pencil has lead. Okay. So if I ask, if we really think about it, is the outside important? It's important, so our hands doesn't become black and all that. It just doesn't smear all over the place. But inside is most important. If we just have a piece of wood, we can't write. So living inside out means like what is inside is more important than what is outside. So it doesn't mean we neglect the outside, that's not the meaning, but we give more value and more importance to the inside. Meaning, again coming back to the basics, it's all about basics. Just really trying to relate with who we are. And I'm a soul. Oh my God, I forgot all this while. So I need to do something about it. I have teeth, I brush, right? I have a stomach, I eat. And all the other functions happen because we understand the value. If I don't brush, I have to sit in the dentist, on the table for even after brushing we end up, right? So if we don't do it, we understand the value. So similarly, we understand the value of who we are. We'll contribute a little bit of our day for that. Yeah? So, live in Atma. So we first came to the Sattva, then we were trying to do Dharma, that is Sanatan Dharma. We shouldn't get lost in the Dharma of this world. Our Dharma is being in service to Krishna. Some way or the other, inside our family, in the temple, in the community, we're trying to bring that intention in the forefront of our life. It's not in the back burner. Yeah? And then live in the Atma, meaning we are platform of spirit soul, trying to, okay, living there, it's going to take some time practice, abhyasa, anytime gym and everything we have to work out. Similarly, live in the Atma takes a little time. So living inside out means understanding that I'm passing through all these stages. But I'm not this little child, but I'm a spirit soul connected to Krishna. Okay, and when some bug or something moving, we identify that's a soul. Sad body, a spider, sad body. But we have some advantage actually speaking. I know the spiders around this temple are getting benefited somehow or other, but not like they'll awaken their constitutional nature and go back to God at this lifetime, because their body is not a boat. Our body is a boat to take us back. So live in the Atma. Number 4, anybody? Sanjay Prabhu, loud and clear.
Correct your mistakes.
Yeah, so pencil teaches us that we can correct our mistakes. It's not as difficult as we may think, actually. So it's very easy, right? How many of us, I don't know, here in this country, nowadays children, I'll show you some video that was made by a 5th grader for my presentation today. But everything is typing up, We all know the value of a pencil and an eraser. How many times in the exam diagram and then, okay, this is not right, so erase. How many times, right? We didn't feel like, I can't correct this mistake or something, because we understood what's the value of correcting it. We are going to get more scores. So we understood the value of correcting it. So similarly, we just correct or edit. If correct is feeling very heavy, try edit. So edit our mistakes, guided by Paramatma. Okay, this guided by Paramatma, we have to be very careful of who understanding actually if it is really a Paramatma telling me or if it is this telling me. So that descriptions comes later. So but we believe that Krishna is inside our heart. He can guide us. So for that I need to show him that I really want to be guided. So for that we need to, what do we have to do? Sharpen our tools, right? So we always go back to, one of the lessons. So then Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Kshipram bhavati dharmatma. So a person who is actually situated in constitutional nature or dharma, Kshipram means like a moment, a fraction of a second. In that time, we will correct our mistakes. As soon as I realize it was a mistake, I correct it. The realization may come immediately or after a day or 10 days or 15 or 20 years, but I'm still willing to correct even if it's an old mistake. So the willingness, right, correcting a mistake. That's the pencil has this lesson. It always is willing to correct the mistakes. So now comes some time for you to discuss among yourselves. It can be done either in pairs of 2 or 3, but not more than that. Like 5 people together will be very hard. So now, recollect a mistake or a blunder that you have possibly done in your past. It can be recent or remote. Okay? It can either be today or just before walking into the temple, or it can be really like old, 10 years back I made some mistake, oh my god, I can't still forgive myself, that kind of a thing. So think about that, and in your interactions with relationships or friends or here in the temple when serving together, to err is human, so we should just be allowing ourselves to see that part of us. So how did you feel at that time? And then ask yourself, even if you know the answer, ask yourself, would you like to correct? Answer can be yes or no. Allow yourself to say both, either or, okay? Because we have to allow ourselves to do it from a natural angle. And then discuss how you can correct it today. So these 4 questions, I'm going to leave it for next 2 minutes. No. Think for 30 seconds, okay for thinking? Or is it too difficult?
We can keep going. I think in this setup, I think it will be a problem.
Pardon?
I think we can keep going.
We will keep going. Yes. Yeah, we will keep going, but I want to give some time for reflection. So reflect for 30 seconds what you feel, and then just share it with a partner. If you don't need 30 seconds, that's fine. Jai Radha. I'm just giving a light music background. So. Jai Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radha. Jai Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radha. Jai Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Radhe Jai 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 Shri Radhe Jai Radhe Radhe Shri Radhe Jai Radhe 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 Shri Radhe Jai Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much for whoever could reflect. You know, these things are not very easy. It's a sensitive sometimes to share, but it's okay. Expectation is not there, but some little exercise. Okay. So now, based on this reflection, we can see in future, think about the lesson of the pencil, you know, which direction we want to take. Just want to correct it then and there and finish it, or you can just hold on for some more time and then finish it. Sometime we have to just finish it, that's it. Okay. So this is the fourth lesson is, oh, well, I think what qualities would we develop when we try to correct our mistakes? What are some qualities that we may develop by just trying to do this one thing? Forgiveness, yes. Humility, a lot of humility, yes. Patience, yeah. Remorse or regret? Regret, yeah. Sincerity, yes. Compassion, yeah. Sorry. Is that a quality? Regretful, yeah, regretful.
And ability to reflect.
Yeah, introspection, yeah, introspection. So these are some beautiful things that we can have, right? Unlimitedly. So we can try some of these lessons. The last lesson for today. Who has number 5? Raj Prabhu, yes.
Live in bhakti.
Live in bhakti. So where did we start? Live in sattva. Live in dharma. Live in atma. Guided by Paramatma. Then now live in bhakti. So we need to, pencil always just can't do everything by itself. It needs to be held. If no hands and if only pencil is writing, then what's happening there? Ghost. Okay, I'm just joking. so here somebody has to hold the pencil to write. There needs to be a writer or a painter or a sketch maker or somebody, right? So that's what, you know, we are just instruments on behalf of Radha Madhava and on behalf of the Lord. So just understanding this and trying to see that whatever actually some nice qualities that I have or trying to develop, they can give it actually. It's very easy for Krishna to just bestow. So we can just live in bhakti, just go and ask Krishna, I'm really struggling with this. I don't know who to share with. Please help me. And help me to share with somebody else who will help me. You know, we can always ask any number of things that can connect us to Him. So that's 5, live in bhakti. When we try to live in bhakti, the little hand will come and hold us. Krishna's hand. Very beautiful hands he has actually. So when we see, I mean, I'll try to zoom and show a picture of Radha Madhava. You'll see very delicate, nice, beautiful fingers. So these are our 5 lessons from pencil. Here is our Radha Madhava. Look at his fingers. Very beautiful. So before we go in there, can everybody 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quickly say what you got without a break?
Sharpen regularly.
Sharpen regularly.
Connect to your purpose.
Connect to your purpose.
Live inside out.
Live inside out.
Correct your mistakes.
Correct your mistakes.
Live in bhakti.
Live in bhakti. Okay. So now, something practical can we do to follow all this? What are some practical things we can do to follow these lessons? Anything practical? Spiritual practice?
Come to temple regularly.
Come to temple regularly. Yeah, come and take darshan of Krishna. Be with him for some time. Yeah.
Chant regularly.
Chanting, yes, chant regularly, yes.
Read regularly.
Read regularly. Read what? Reader's Digest. No, I'm just joking. Hear Krishna Katha. Yeah, association. What else can we do? Service. Yeah. We are always ever happy. Just see Sham Prabhu. We'll be very happy to take you and engage you in some service. Yes. What else? Worship. Yes, worship. Okay, so this can be very easily, come into this A, B, C, D. I think most of us might have heard this. A, association. B, books. C, D, diet. So try to offer an apple or an orange or some milk or something to Krishna every day before we take our meal. Early in the morning, if you want, at night when he goes to bed, both times, or at least one time. So he will be very happy. He only asks very little, and he won't even fully eat it. He'll give it back to you. He will eat and refill it and give it to you. So he's very, very, very talented in doing that. So his plate he will take your offering, and then the same shape, same way he will just fill it and give it back to you. So offer something and have. So these are our 5 lessons today, and that's the presentation. And I told about one of our 5th grader gave me a video. He made it in 15 minutes. Aditya, he is in the Sunday school. Lingaraja Prabhu and Sunita Mataji's son. I just happened to be at their home, and we were discussing, and he said, Mataji, can I make a video? I said, okay, sure. So he made something. So there is a verse in Bhagavatam which says, the words of Bhagavatam, even if imperfectly composed, can bring a revolution in our heart. Okay? So similarly, the service that he has tried to offer from his abilities and capabilities and talents, imperfectly composed it may be according to some of us, but it actually brings out the essence. So let's see if this will work. I think I have internet. With this, we will actually complete with our session today. Just bear with me for a minute. Yeah, there it is. I don't know if the audio will be. How do I do the full screen? Oh, there it is. Okay. Thank you. I didn't give him any ideas. Connecting with our purpose. Pencil is to write, we are here to serve. Inside. Outside. Living inside out. Live in Atma. Right? Correcting our mistakes. Rewrite your story. We have the capacity. Krishna has given us that blessing and ability. Live in bhakti. Thank you very much for joining us today. And I'm very grateful that you were able to just be here with me and with Radha Madhava. We have 3 more minutes for me, 6:25. We would like to pause our discussion. So anybody has any reflections, you can share something that stuck for you. Something that you want to really like, oh, that was nice. Something like that. Anybody? what lesson you want to take? Yeah.
But correct your mistakes, that was really giving so much hope, Mataji.
Correcting your mistake. Yeah. Thank you. Anyone else? You can bring up a discussion or anything that will last for two minutes.
Now they can talk about dharma. You said
Dharma.
that living.
Yeah, thank you so
What
much.
is the dharma?
Yeah,
for
thank
these
you.
days and all this?
Thank you. Yes, yeah. There are two perspectives to dharma. I mean, not really two perspectives. One perspective to dharma is it's our nature. So it is not just a duty, but it's our nature to serve Krishna. So from that perspective, Lord Chaitanya, if some of us may or may not be have an introduction to Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya is Krishna who actually appeared 500 years ago to actually demonstrate. It's like a classroom teaching was given by Krishna. Lab demo was given by Lord Chaitanya. So he came and said, how to practice dharma? Chant loudly. There is Sankirtan Yagya is the Sanatan Dharma. So we just chant, our in Japa or in Kirtan, whatever mantra, each name that we have in our Hare Krishna mantra is in and of itself is capable of actually strengthening our boat to go back. So let's chant once again. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So now once more, okay? So now let us bring all our attention, full focus into our hearts, and please remember Radha Madhava inside of your heart. Please bring him inside your heart, and you can close your eyes and think if there's no more opportunity to chant. This is the last. How would we chant? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this is the purpose of this temple as well. ABCD, association, books, chanting and diet, prasadam, is the purpose of having a temple. And so that's why there is so much interest in the community to have a temple here. And we all are experiencing some benefit, otherwise who wants to come during this winter time? So we are here in this building, and there are many more out there who can come, and they need a bigger building. So here is our Sham Prabhu for tonight. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much again for a wonderful class. As I always say that this is the beauty of this place, that every time you hear maybe same message but from different people and it feels different. You have a different connect. So again, those of you may have come late. If you have any question to Mataji, please talk to her, see her offline, do one-to-one interaction with any question you have. She is here. And in case you don't know, she is Satarupa, this is Devidasi. So please talk to her, please see her. So today, again, it is a very, very important week for that matter for us for this temple project. With the help of many of you and our committee and others, we are able to secure a loan of $2.5 million from the bank. So that's a great deal. So generally these are not bank always wants to eliminate all the risk because they won't give if they see at all any risk. So for that we needed loan guarantors, and fortunately about 18 people from this congregation came forward and signed up for $2.4 million loan guarantee. It was done so swiftly, so easily, without bothering anybody else, so that we get the loan. And thankfully, with Krishna's blessing, all these things happened. One bank already had given very good interest rate, another bank we are also talking. So in our journey to building this temple, I think there will be still some hurdles, but there's nothing that will stop us. So May or June onwards, this building construction will begin. So that will bring excitement, and we have taken advice. I understand that sometimes some of you might be thinking, "ये क्या कर रहा है? कितना मेरे को कर्जे में डुबा देगा?" Right? Those kind of things coming. Don't worry, we understand this risk, and before any one of you, I am forced to take that, and it's not about putting pressure on community or congregation, and at least so far we haven't done it, and we will not do it. There are different ways. We are looking all options. We are taking advice from other temples. There have been several temples built this way. We are working with their advice, guidance, and very systematic way so that this temple also gets done, and then our program will continue to run. So again, I thank you. There will be more announcement coming, but in a short, I tell you that if you have any question, any concern, anything, you don't know data, I don't have details, please talk to me directly or ISKCON Naperville. Have no hesitation that we are trying to not make things public. By the way, I also want to let you know that on the notice board, we put all the financial information. This is your temple. We are just the maintainer. So all those details are there, but even though you have some doubt question, please ask us, right? You can look whatever best you want. So this is a public temple, public, and all the details, data will be available for all of you. So with that, just wanted to let you know this Sunday feast is possible with all of you, and you are coming, you come forward, you support, and you offer the prasadam. So today, two families, they have been very kind to us. These are Jitendra Paul and Sarmila Paul family. I think they are not here. Yeah, they said they will not be coming. So Jitendra Paul, Prabhu's father is not doing good, so we have to pray for him. So we'll do that. Likewise, the second family who supported today's Sunday Fest is Krishna Podila Prabhu family, and this is for today he's celebrating death anniversary of his late father. Again, we know that it was very close to him, and his father passed away just here in Chicago. So for both of them, let's chant together once, and with all deep prayers to Lord that they all are taken care of. So let's do it together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So with that, the tax letter. So many of you, or most of you, has contributed 2019 for various purpose. So we are sending the tax letter. So you may have got, some of you. If not, please check your spam email. Sending electronically. But otherwise, if you need anything, please talk to me, Arena. We have printed copy also. We'll give it to you, but we'll try to send it electronic. So wherever possible, please take the tax advantage. And last not the least, again, as the temple project begins, we are also thinking about various fundraising events. So there are various ideas, various options available. We'll work through that. Again, nothing is easy, nothing is straightforward, but we chose to do it, so let's do it, right? What is the point in going back and not doing it? So we have an option. Let's do it with deep proud for Prabhupada that we executed one of his projects. So with that, I think there is no problem, at least I see. Dr. Gupta, do you want to say something? So again, we have Dr. Gupta. He is one of us, at least I always say he is supporting us, supporting from whole his heart. So having all the committee members, having Dr. Gupta and many others, I don't think why we can't achieve this. So let's stay together, let's get this job done. With that, please take blessings and go have Dhamma Suprasad. Hare Krishna.